You know what the solution is, mate?
What's that?
Internal combustion. It's the solution to everything. Speed and power.
What's up, guys? What today for a job I have this Kawasaki. It's a z1000 Gen 3. Year don't know, 2010 and up. Looks like this. Everybody knows it. Very popular bike. Street fighter. So what we gonna do with it? So it has fitted low winch slip-ons or full exhaust. Don't know, need to remove, but I think it's decatted, maybe, or maybe no. As I see a link pipe till that place, so it's fully stock. I mean, from the other modifications except this, and there is made an airbox mod inside. So this bike has a dual throttle system, so it's main throttle bodies and secondary throttles, so one above other. So ECU on this bike is located in the S. You need to remove some stuff to get to it, to be able to flash it and tune. So what we're gonna do, we'll be tuning the fueling to match this exhaust, airbox mod, and maybe air filter sport. Don't know, not remember, need to look. Maybe can or maybe no. So we will gonna be remove some limiters to make more power, more smoother transition on the throttle. We'll be turning diesel cut option to smooth the on-off throttles during riding. This bike also has a top speed limiter, but this bike in general not reach it, no matter, because top speed limiter is around 300 kilometers per hour on mostly Kawasaki's. So this bike won't be able to reach it for sure, so no need to touch it. We will be turning off the O2 sensor, except I see except valve is the valve in the exhaust, so it's already disconnected. Only the main motor is present here left, so we will leave it in general. So sorry, distracted by the call, so forgot what I was talking about. Okay, no matter. So the bike is serviced, running okay, but we will try to do most possible to do it run much better. So who is doing the exhaust, airbox mod, sport filter, so it's mandatory to adjust all in the tune, because factory tune for sure, maybe somewhere fit, but mostly it would be out of the range in the fueling. So I already read the ECU, check the file. There is many room for improvement. Okay, so we'll be making the runs. Maybe I will show you from the other side how it looks like. Only one awkward thing for me is the handlebar position on this bike. So there is the Hornet, it's like different layout, so it's much more convenient handles on that bike. So probably the first thing I would do if I buy it, so I would change the handles for the more convenient position. So another thing what we're gonna do, it will be the pops and bangs option to making some noise. what I wanted to say about the pops. If it's programmed correctly, it will not hurt the engine. I mean on the diesel popping, if you twist the throttle, let it go and it pops. If the bike is programmed, it will not hurt anything. If you made some kind of modifications and bike is fully stocked and pops and banks not programmed and your bike is shooting the flames, it's not correct. It's because maybe the AFR, air fuel ratio, is very bad and offset, or maybe can be some kind of problems with the exhaust valves in the motor. So if your bike is shooting flames on the stock, it is not correct and not safe. So we will be doing on the safe way, but the bikes with dual exhaust, to do the pops in general without the extra modifications mechanical, it's not always a success. I can program, but bike will not shoot the flames. Even not on all dual systems. It can be on single also. There needed special manipulations to make it give a good flames, not only like crackles when you diesel, but real serious. I know, a half a meter of flames, if you want to do it like that. So usually it needs some extra modifications. There is an option like you can make it from the separate button to turn it on, those pops. Even possible, I think, if anyone would like, we could do it like from the remote. Would be extra remote somewhere on the, like on the keychain, on the handle, where you want it to place it. This also I think would be possible, but of course it's many extra time and extra cost for you. But if anyone would like it, I think it's all possible. So what we're gonna do else? Lowering the phantoms as usual. It goes in the bass tune options. And I think it's pretty much it. About wanna say about throttle bodies. So there's the myths, legends that you need to remove the secondary throttle blades and you get like more power, blah blah blah. You need to remove it and no way else. So there was a times when it was no possible to tune it correctly in the flash, because we can now turn off or open the throttle, secondary throttles in the mapping as we want to make the power delivery smoother. If you have a stock bike and you remove those throttles, in some area, yeah, you probably get more power if your bike will match the fueling in the ECU. But if the fueling is in offset, not correct, and you make that modification, remove the throttles, it will be very bad. The bike will have a big power holes and power delivery will be for sure not smooth. Elsewhere, it's no point to do that, because in general you for sure need a tuning. So with tuning we can do it all, no need to remove no things. Although maybe if the motors is broken, so maybe would be possibility if you not want to change that, we could like program off those of the bike and remove the throttles. It would be the second option, but first option is always better leave the stock system and program it like you want it. So okay, enough talking. I will be preparing the bike for the dyno runs and we'll start work. So for this moment, don't know what to say more about it. In the process, if I get some ideas, I will tell you. Okay, let's go. Okay guys, this is the second day of the work with this bike. Yesterday I had the problem with it, so I wasted something around a half a day finding and solving the problem. So today I solved it. It had a strange error with the fill light in the dash, so I solved that. Today job practically finished. I will show you the results. Left only minor corrections. I will do it in the background as usual to not waste more time. I want to finish as soon as possible and to return to owner. So not all work always goes smooth. You practically always get some minor or major even problems which you waste many time to solve them to finish the job. People think that it's easy to tune the bikes, like correctly or not correctly, no matter, but the process is very difficult. You not think that you only twisting the throttle and the money comes to you. So it's not like that. You solve the problems, you invest, you lose money, you get a job to get money, but same time you lose the money. So I tell you why is that. So when tuning this bike I noticed the strange thing. It comes sometimes on different bikes, but in general people not understand this. They think dyno equipment is like you buy one time and use forever. No, you constantly must invest, and this time is costed me minimum 300 or even more. I don't know, need to look how much those parts will cost. So I had a one backup. So it's about the wideband sensors. One original wideband sensor cost, not remember exactly, but I think 150 euro to 180 euro, depends on the place where you buy it. There is a cheap clones copy of those. They not work correctly. So they measure AFR pretty much near, but the graph is not smooth. I also maybe show you how measure original sensor, how measure with Chinese sensor. I had one for testing bought time ago, but lucky I had a one for the backup to finish the work, because you can go today to shop and buy it and proceed, because you delivery can take 2 days, 3 days, so it will time consuming. Okay, so I dropped it and not told you what the problem is. So when I was running on the dyno, the AFR was perfectly tuned, and I was doing minor corrections and testing, and the AFR started to show very lean. I thought, what the hell, and started to look if the sensor is screwed correctly, because it's like if it's taking the air from the side, it can measure the incorrect AFR and mislead you when you're adjusting the tuning. So the problem, sensor is dead. One sensor is dead, other sensor is dead few days ago. I had 3 other for the backup, tested those also, totally 4 sensors, all is dead. 3 sensors showing very lean condition in the AFR, one showing very rich. So good, I had one the backup to test it, and it showed correct AFR as needed. So one sensor, imagine if I doing the job, the bike for some time, and 2 sensors gone bad. I'm taking, like, I don't know, example 500 for the work, like for 2 days or no matter what it takes, and 2 sensors goes bad. One sensor cost, example, 150. You lose 300 already, and it left for you 200 for 2 days work. For professional dyno work, how you think, is good profit or it's not good profit? So it can be always like that. You must invest. If not season, clients not coming, you still must invest, have a backup, tools and softwares and whatever. So always there could be and be problems. So okay, enough talking. Bike practically finished. It left only minor corrections, and let's go probably to results. Full power on this bike. So original FR on this bike was very good from certain area I will show you, but power was 139, 140. I'm showing the best of the stock runs made that yesterday. Today I retested in the morning as usual. So this is the final work. Sorry, this is the stock. This is the final, except one minor corrections in the bottom end, but I think it will not give more power, maybe one horsepower or similar, but so as you see, we gained some power, 6 horsepower, 6 horsepower, 6 from 3 to 6 horsepower all across the board. Limiters removed. So I want to say this bike is not Euro compliance limited. It has a full power. I mean, no limiting throttles or something else. So this bike had a full power and had a very good AFR on the full peak power. So playing with other parameters, I managed to gain a bit more, as you see. So we extended some limiters, so it will have more top speed. This is the gear 5, of course, not gear 6. Maybe I will test at gear 6 how much it goes when I'm making the final run video, how the bike sounds. Maybe I will test it in gear 6 and will show you the result. This bike is tunable per gear, so I mean you can tune it each gear with the power. I mean from gear 1 to gear 6, so you can do what you want. And where you already on stock was losing the power and bike goes dead, now the bike pulling way further and with much more power. So I think this is a good result. In general, these numbers are big for this model. If you Google it, you will see that it's a high numbers. So now I will pull you the AFR. So this is the AFR. As you see, from low it was a bit too lean, but from 8000 RPM or 750 it was spot on, and I tried to do corrections on that, so it gained like maybe 1 horsepower. So to fix the fuel, not help gain much, had to play with other parameters. So this is the pre-last correction. As you see the choppiness in this. So this is the not original sensor. As you see, AFR goes straight and it started to chopping. So if I turned on the smoothing in the software, the line will be straight, but I left like it is because it doesn't matter in my case. AFR is tuned correctly. On full power I already tested it yesterday with the original lambda sensor. So today left only minor corrections. In general could be leave like this because offset is very small, but I will remove it a bit of here and added fuel a bit here and all be okay. I made one more correction on full power, so made it more more aggression on the bottom end, so we gained a bit of more. Was 6 horsepower, now it's here 5, here 6, I saw somewhere 7. No, sorry, I'm lying. Still 5-6 horsepower, but Newton meters we gained more. So this was previous version 71, 57, so 3, 13, 14 Newton meters, and now we got 58, 78, 20 Newton meters. So we gained a bit more on this, and I feel it will be very noticeable. So what else? So as I said, we turned on the diesel cut option. I will make a one graph, for example. I will show you how the diesel cut looks on the live data logging. So when it's not turned on, I mean when it's when ECU is cutting off the fuel in factory style, factory mode. So I turn off the O2 sensor, it's unplugged, diesel cut function on, some limiters removed, fan temps lowered. As usual, I made a pops and bangs, but as I said, this bike is not popping without a modification, so I already tested it. So owner probably will do himself. Maybe I will tell him how to do if he will need it. So I will show you that. So this is the example of a diesel cut. This is the factory mapping. Don't look at the numbers. This is the not important because they are measured not correctly here. This was a different setup, so it's not about the numbers, it's about AFR. So this is the factory AFR. I spin the bike from 2000 or near that till the 8000 and let go of the throttle. So when throttle is on, in this place you see AFR. From 6000 I let off the throttle fully, and the factory ECU shut off the injectors. So you can see how the AFR goes lean in that area, whereas the diesel cut option is off and it goes in the factory mode. So it goes practically off the chart. When diesel cut function is on, ECU not shutting off the injectors, and AFR goes very smooth and straight when you set it and where you set it, how you want it. So this is the just example. So this is the other power area. I want to show you some AFRs. So factory AFR was also very lean, and from the 7 it was like very good. It matched the setup, the exhaust, the airbox mod. So you see here some same choppiness like on full power. Pre-last correction is like this. I added some fuel, so in this place I add a bit some more in the background. This is the not full power, but almost full power. This is the mid-range. Was 99 horsepower, now it's 16. I not spin the limiter till the same place, so you see a bit of offset here. So AFR here, factory AFR also was from that same area, was okay. From even more, from 5000 it was okay. Only bottom end was very lean, so I added a fuel here. We'll add some more in last correction. So enough talking, I will make one more run in the gear 6. I will see the top speed limiter, and maybe we will see the power in gear 6. If it's same, because gear power is vary. If you get one power in gear 3, you will not maybe get same power in gear 5 or gear 6. So they are vary because of different things and different variables. So the bike in general is very loud, also dual exhaust. Here already, as you see, some heat burned Okay, let's go. Okay, so I tested the bike in the gear 6. As you see, the power, peak power is the same, 133 horsepower. But in the mid-range and bottom end, gear 6 even more powerful. So, as a reminder, need to test the bike in the 5 and 6. Usually tuning goes in gear 5. Gear 4, gear 5, gear 6 depends on the bike, on the power of the bike. If the bike has huge Newton meters, you can do a higher gear. So if you're not using the special brake on the dyno, so who use the inertia dynos. But in my case it's not important, so this is the stock power, as you see, 140. This is the other second is gear 5 power, same 143 horsepower. Which one is that? This one. I showed you the previous gains of that. So in gear 6 even more power. This is the gear 6, so I will remove the gear 5. So what is the gains? Stock from 9 horsepower difference. (22 Newton meters). So in general is this comparison, this is the stock gear 5, this is the tuned gear 6. So you say, why you comparing the not tuned gear 5 and tuned gear 6? Is just not the same. But I will pull out the gear 5 again. So we were comparing the tuned gear 5 and stock. There was already a gain, and we're now comparing, example, not stock already, but tuned gear 5 and tuned gear 6. So as you see, there is a more big difference even. So what I wanted to say, that different gears can show different power. From what I was tested before on different bikes, it can be huge difference, it can be minimal difference, or even less power on gear 6. So usually who tunes the bike on the dyno, you can notice, if you see in the videos, mostly I think 9 of 10, 8 of 10 is spinning the bikes in gear 5. So I had one KTM stunt bike. I tried to spin it in the gear 5. It was impossible because it has a huge sprocket. I don't know, that sprocket what is the diameter of this? Maybe 40 centimeters. So it was impossible. In gear 5 I twist a bit of throttle and it wheel the spins and drops the bike on the side. So had to do all job in the gear 6 and fully strapped. So usually I not strap the bikes. I know how to operate, so for me it's not needed, but very big Newton meters bikes need to be tied up for the safety. So probably that's it for today. I will do a last correction on the bottom ends, what I showed you before, and probably will give the bike back. So anyone who have this Z1000, you can pretty much see what gains you have. Of course, bike is vary from bike to bike. Even same bike, same engine, same exhaust can show totally different numbers, because there is no similar bikes. Every bike is different. So keep that in mind. The most important is to correct the fueling, and the power is in second place already. Of course, if you not want to do like a wheelie monster or drag bike or something, you need a far safe and a huge power. So, but in general, street bikes, which you like daily commute or a bit of travel, you must orient better on the other, not power, but how the bike will ride smoother. The power delivery will be smoother. You for sure will be much more enjoy to ride on it, and you forget that you not gained like 10, 15, 20 horsepower. You can gain 2 horsepower or 0 horsepower, but the bike will transform dramatically. So you will be satisfied for sure, of course, if the job is done correctly. So we wrap it up on this, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.